Just came to the beach really quickly to have a quick walk and grab a coffee, cold coffee here. Slowly the bars and cafes here by the beach in Nafplio or in general in Greece, any seaside or any beach are slowly opening up and welcoming the tourist. So these kind of places are closed in the winter. So I just said, like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a quick walk around the beach. I'm not gonna swim right now, but just grab a cup of coffee and really do a quick entry vlog here. And just wanted to talk to you about the three things that I think they're really negative in the music licensing industry, and what's my take on it, and how I deal with it, I guess, if you can deal with such a thing. So one of the major things I really dislike about the industry, and I guess this is true in any artistic industry for that matter, is ego. There's a lot of ego when it comes down to the art. There's a lot of ego when it comes down to musicians and producers and composers. And this is something that is true in music licensing. There's a lot of big inflated egos, and it's something that it could be a little bit intimidated for some. There is such a thing as a healthy ego, don't get me wrong, especially when it comes down to the art. But then there is such a thing as too much ego. I really dislike that about the industry. I really think that we are all in different places. There will always be somebody better than you that is ahead of you, and there will always be somebody that is behind you. You need to know where you are and be content with that, and use your ego for your art, but not against somebody else's position or where they are at that very moment. You're only humble when you meet somebody that is more successful than you, I guess. I met so many people while I was working in England, in London. I met big celebrities, by the way. Big celebrities, even actors and stuff, and they're so nice, man. And I do believe that the bigger the artist, the nicer they are. So the ego really comes from a place of insecurity. That's my take on it, because there's no way that I can meet somebody like Corey Taylor, the singer from Slipknot, and he was such a nice guy, nice dude. Gave us free tickets to go to not even give us free ticket. I just gave him my name just to go and so he can put me on the list so I can go and see Slipknot for free, man. It was me plus one friend. He's such a nice dude. He was buying an acoustic guitar that day. Really humble guy. He's a mega star already, and I'm like, here I am talking to this guy, and I know that they're on tour. Back then they were on tour with Slayer, and I was like, hey man, what's up? How's the tour going? Casual thing. Lovely dude, and he just invited me like that. I met Johnny Depp in that guitar shop, in that guitar job that I had. Lovely guy, lovely dude, man. This is fucking Hollywood celebrities, man. And I did ask him for an autograph for my wife. That at that time it was my girlfriend. And I said, like, what a better thing to impress my girlfriend than asking to Johnny Depp to write something for my girlfriend. My girlfriend didn't even believe me that I actually met Johnny Depp. I met Cat Stevens, which has now changed his name, actually, but I recognize him, I met Penelope Cruz. I met so many people there in that job, and I realized that even though these people have big egos and there are celebrities, musicians, actors and everything, they are really secure about themselves, and they don't need to really be mean, So I think that the ego comes from a place of insecurity, and it's a way of us protecting, to the outside world. And that's why in music licensing, there's big egos, because we composers and musicians, sometimes we want to project this image, or we want to project something that we're afraid that we're not that good, we're not Hans Zimmer. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I really dislike about the music licensing industry, and in general in the arts. I think we have to be a little bit more humble and more kind to each other. It's the main reason why I have created the SML Mastermind Group, because it's a private community of composers. It's a safe space, so there is no such a thing as an ego trip. That's the word I was looking for, ego trip. And that's why I created that community, my private community of composers, that is only possible because other composers want to be part of something special, a safe space, a safe place where we can all share our experience. If you want to learn more about this, link in the description. If you want to learn more about the SML Mastermind private community, yes, I wanted to create a place where you can actually be in a contained space, a safe space where there is no judgment, there is no attacking somebody else's with some weird ego trips, and I want to create a culture of safe space. I want to create a special culture around music licensing, and specifically with stock music, stock libraries. And if I can do this, at least with a private community, then I'm doing my bit for the music licensing industry. Number two, the things that I dislike about the industry is negativity. There's a lot of negativity in music licensing, in forums. There is a lot of negativity. I remember the first time I heard these words, that it's easier to be negative than being positive, and that's the reason why 5% are successful. That's the reason why, because it's much easier for a human being to think negatively than to think positively. So when I heard those words and I read those words, and I believe it was Earl Nightingale who said this back in the day, okay? I was like, Godsmack, I'm like, yes, it is very easy to think negatively. That's the easiest way, and that explains a lot about the media. That explains a lot about the news, okay? There is studies that said that even a negative thought is much more powerful than a positive thought, just by nature. And if you verbalize that negativity or that negative thought, that has 10 times or more the power of a positive affirmation. Now think about that. So by default, we're negative. So how can we override that? How can we turn it around? How can we turn shit into sugar? You know, and I'm on a mission to do that for my life, and hopefully I can do this as well through my YouTube videos, with my community, with the message that I want to spread, that it's not just about how to mix a music track and sell it on Pond 5. You know, it's beyond that. You know, quite recently somebody left a comment on one of my videos. It was a negative comment about the top 10 libraries or whatever, and you know, there is such a thing as trolls. Okay, trolls are trolls. They're just that's what they do. They just go around living negativity. But you can't put everybody in the same basket. So I usually, and I don't get a lot of hate on YouTube, by the way. I'm a small YouTuber, or my YouTube channel is really, really small. So, and I'm blessed to have the support of the music licensing community and musicians and composers and those of you who want to join this industry. But every now and then there's somebody who leaves something negative, you know, and it stands out because it's very rare. So when I checked this last one, I was like, okay, let me check, because I can't just label him as a troll. And I realized that a really, amazing pianist, composer, musician, really, really talented, jazz or whatever, you know, in that vibe. But then I realized that he has his music on SoundCloud and Spotify or whatever, and has a small YouTube channel, like with, I don't know, 100 subscribers and same amount of views per video. But very talented composer. And what I realized is that with that negative comment and the little faces, which I thought in the beginning that it was somebody young, a kid, maybe left it like that because it seemed quite immature. But when I did some background check, I realized that this is a cry for help. That's what it is. It's a cry for, this person is looking for ways to monetize his music, and he has probably come across these libraries before. He is aware of stock libraries, and he has checked them out. But he doesn't have his music, as far as I can tell. He doesn't have his music on these libraries because I couldn't see any profile anywhere. But I realized that he just had his music on streaming platforms, and I said, like, well, maybe he's looking for ways to monetize his music. But he doesn't know how to reach out. Maybe he has already seen these libraries and he doesn't agree at all with this model of the music licensing industry, and that's perfectly fine. So, but I realized that it was, to me, what it seems like is a cry for help, but he just doesn't know how to reach out or say, hey, how can I do this? Am I able to really monetize my music? You know, I mean, that's the whole purpose of my channel and my message. And as well, share not only my success, but my colleagues' success as well. I have shared many times about, you know, other people that are in the same industry, that are friends of mine, who are doing the same thing that we're doing. Other friends of mine that even have a YouTube channel doing similar things that I do here. You know, Stevie's one of them. It's just unreal to find so much amazing talent out there. And number three thing that I dislike from the industry, stock music licensing industry, is pretty much just this idea that is you need to belong into this secret society. That only a few people on the inside know the secrets. There only a few people in the circle of trust kind of thing will be successful. And in order for you to go into that industry, you need to pass the test. Like somehow you're going to join some kind of gang or something. And that's why I love stock libraries. That's why I love subscription libraries, because anybody can join. You don't need to have a connection. You don't need to know anybody in the inside. You don't need to reach out anything. You just apply, okay? Meaning that you just create an account and just upload your music. And that's what's been happening now on the online world as well, across the board, across different industries. Okay, you can see this happening as well with networks like Netflix, Hulu. You know, why do you think that you see now big Hollywood actors on Netflix doing content that is natively being made and produced by Netflix? Okay, because it's not just anymore about Hollywood. You know, the Oscars as well, they just quite recently happened, and apparently it was like a big flop. Like nobody really was aware that they were the Oscars. You know, the whole thing about Hollywood and the red carpet and the same actors again and again and again, you know, it's kind of like changing now because of things like Netflix. These kind of services now, you can watch series which nowadays are better than movies, you know. And this is what's happening in the music industry as well. That nowadays, you know, it's not just either you're Hans Zimmer or Junkie XL or you're just like one of those big players. Anybody, anywhere in the world with a laptop and an internet connection and with the ability to make music could be selling music online. That's why I'm as well on a mission to say anybody can do it. This is an opportunity for anybody. This is the easiest way to get into the music licensing industry. By joining libraries like Pond5, Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle is closing the doors. But nevertheless, what it shows you is that even seasoned composers, even people that are really experienced, and there's market research about this, that people that have been in the industry for years, they're now considering getting into stock music libraries because the standard has been raised. That's number one. And number two is that they realize that this is an opportunity for them to monetize their music. Okay, subscription libraries are changing this as well. It's the same thing that is happening with networks and what's happening with the industry of watching things on demand. That's why I'm bringing Netflix as an example, because to me, subscription libraries, it represents that. And I know a lot of composers hate subscription libraries, but I'm not gonna lie, man. My income has skyrocketed because of subscription libraries. And I need to share this with you so you can see that if I can do it, my colleagues can do it, my students can do it, you can do it too. So the whole secret society thing that only a few people can join because you live in Hollywood or you need to live in London, because I had that idea back then. Look, I'm here by the beach. I live in a small town, by the way. You know how many YouTubers need music? You know how many independent filmmakers are looking for affordable music? This is where we come into play. It's true, man. You know how many podcasts now are being made? Podcast is a big thing. Even I have a podcast now, you know, because people are creating content and they need music. So anybody can join, anybody can participate. You don't need to be part of the insiders, all right? You don't need to be to know somebody on the inside, and hopefully you reach out and hopefully you're friends with somebody that knows, I don't know, a famous composer, and hopefully you can, you know, tiptoe your way into the music licensing industry. No, man, you can do that today, all right? You can join today. Join different libraries, compose the music, learn, work on your skills, okay? Keep your ego, you know, in place and check. Don't think that you know it all, because you don't, all right? I certainly didn't know it all, and I still don't. I'm still learning. I'm still practicing. I'm still getting better on my craft, and I want to help, okay? So anyways, I hope this video helps you. I hope wherever you are in the world, you're doing great. I wanted to do this today on a Monday morning here by the sea where I live, because this is a positive place for me, all right? This is I need to be close to the sea, and I need to spread some kind of positivity, even though this is a video it has a title of the 3 things that I dislike about the music licensing industry, or stuff that I don't like which are negative. So hopefully this is a video that will inspire you if you're having a bad day, or if you just want to get into stock libraries or into music licensing in general. You don't know how to. This is the easiest way by far of starting out in music licensing, by joining stock libraries like Pond5. Now, if you're new to music licensing or to royalty-free libraries, download my free guide, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the comments, for the support. I love you very much. And as always, rock and roll, and here's to your success.